Greetings to you dear viewers, you are watching OBN Horn of Africa. This is our weekly program Future Africa and I am Fantambelete hosting this program. Today we will be discussing Irrecha, the grand Thanksgiving festival of Oromo people to thank God or Waaqaa for the blessings and the mercies they have received throughout the previous year. To discuss this issue, I have special guests with me here, Dr. Oromo Thanksgiving, President of Oromia State University, and Dr. Riyad Daud, Vice President of Oromia State University. Till the end of our program, stay with us. Doctors, thank you for joining me and welcome to this program.
Thank you for having me.
Before we directly go to our discussion, would you tell us about your feeling, your impression? How are you planning to celebrate Irrecha?
Thank you very much. As an Oromo individual, I have a great respect for this festivity because it's a value for Oromo society. So I feel happy usually when actually Birra comes, not only Irrecha, but also when Birra comes, I feel happy.
As Ethiopian, as well as ethnic Oromo, I'm very happy that we have such kind of festives, especially in change of the season from the rainy season to the winter, that we can call it a winter, which is a bright time in Ethiopia. Therefore, I'm very happy to celebrate it. I'm planning to go to the place and celebrate in the place.
Thank you very much. I'm really thrilled to have you here to discuss this Irrecha. What is the core meaning of Irrecha and how does it reflect Oromo values? Doctor, may I start from you?
Yeah, Irrecha is a very important festivity among the Oromo society, which is usually celebrated in transition from we call Ganna to Birra, to use Oromo concept. And of course I will come to the second season of Irrecha, but we are talking about this season Irrecha. So it's a thanksgiving for Waaqaa or their creator to help them to pass from the Ganna, which is very symbolized by dark, to Birra, which is symbolized by hope as well as prosperity. So it is a very important festivity. So it is meaningful in Oromo culture.
Dr. Riyad, do you have anything to add about this core meaning of Irrecha and how it reflects Oromo's values?
From its very meaning, the word Irrecha represents the green grass, which is very wet. It's a symbol of prosperity that comes after the rain. Especially the two have its own symbols. Yeah. For example, if we take Irrecha Malka that we are celebrating in the next week, is as you see it, it is the theme was led by the women. Therefore, the women are the symbol for productivity, that we are moving towards the fecundity, that's the productivity coming after the rainy season. Whereas Irrecha Tulu is represented, the theme is led by Abagadas, not by Hadasinke, because that's the time when the society needs rain. Therefore, the Hadasinkes will come at the back and Abagadas will come in the front. It represents both gender. Both male and female have their own symbols. At every spot of life, one spot of life is this Irrecha. Therefore, at Irrecha Malka, we are expecting in the next coming time much productivity due to the actually the Oromos didn't hate rain. It's not to mean that. No. When we say it's a dark time, because there is a cloud in the rainy time, that's being darkness. It's not hating the darkness of the rainy season. It likes to get the rain in the rainy season and getting the sun in the sun season. That's why we are celebrating at the beginning of the sunny season, ending of the rainy season, especially the rivers will be decreased in volume. Therefore, people in different villages will meet together. That makes it happy. That's the only difference.
What are the traditional rituals at the celebration of Irrecha?
Yeah, every festivity has its own rituals or traditions should be exercised by rituals. Unless otherwise ritual is there, it cannot be systematically passed from generation to generation. So ritual is very important core part of such festivities like Irrecha. So there are so many rituals, but the very important rituals exercised in Irrecha is maybe the blessings of Bagadas, as well as, of course, Adasinkes, the grass, the wet grass, the Bagadas, the elders hold, the floor, even the color of the grass we spoke before. It has to be green and wet as well as green. And the flower is yellow, as well as the way of their dressing. Then the way they are singing and even the way they are moving towards the lake or the river itself is a kind of a ritual. And the order of their movement, like already mentioned by Riyad, that during Malka Irrecha, the Hadasinkes, then Bagadas, then the next ones, Keros, Karres, and when they arrive, and even the song, Mareo itself is a ritual. You cannot sing any ordinary song during that time. And after arriving on the bank of the river, who does first and who does next or second is defined as a ritual, as well as the blessings, the order of the blessing and the content of the blessing. All these are included as a ritual. And the ritual, by its own way of definition, has their own symbols as well as their own meanings and myths. So, like if you see the why in the ritual, why they do handle this green and wet grass, it's a symbol for prosperity, a symbol for peace, as well as a symbol for fertility, the grass. When you see the flower, the yellow it represents for hope. It's a symbol for hope. And the water already mentioned. Water for Oromo society is a symbol for purity, by the way. So Oromo says Bishan Gurracha, as well as Waaqaa Gurracha. This does not necessarily mean that Waaqaa is black, but Waaqaa is a kulkulu, pure, as well as water is pure. So the water itself represents the purity where God's spirit found usually. And of course this issue is also you can find in other religious institutions, in the Western religious whatever. So the relation between Waaqaa and the water is very much related. It's not only belong to Oromo's myths or mythology. So this Irrecha is full of ritual. Irrecha has an element of religious belief, but by it's not a religion by itself. Okay, so there is a debate, of course, but from my point of view, I argue that Irrecha belongs to all Oromo, but all Oromos do not have the same religion. Oromo do have different religion, but Irrecha belongs to all Oromo. So it has a sort of an element of belief, religious belief, not religion by itself, like that I have mentioned, like the relation between this wet grass when somebody puts wet grass into the water and says, maybe he or she believes that she is talking or connecting or to God. But somebody may go to Irrecha without attaching himself or herself to that belief or religious element or belief element. That's my argument, right?
Oh, wonderful. Thank you very much. Doctor, people say, Irrecha is religion, so we do not go to Irrecha to celebrate. And whereas the others argue that Irrecha is traditional value where Oromos come together to thank their God, regardless of their religion. What do you say on this?
By these days, it's not Oromos only that are celebrating, but other ethnic groups are also celebrating together with Oromo.
Yeah.
I do have a hope that in the near future, all Ethiopian society will celebrate Irrecha, because it is a time when Ethiopian give the thanks for God after rain. That makes it, the hope is good. We are hoping the good things, therefore we should celebrate together. And we should not attach it with religion. Actually, there are several debates in all religions. By this time, there are religions that are trying to forbid people not to go to that place. There are some other peoples that it is ours, you should go, but others should not go. But we should not accept that all.
Yeah.
Because we have to have celebrating it together. That's my opinion.
Irrecha is celebrated at Hora Finfinne in Finfinne and at Hora Arsadi in Bishoftu. Why are these places significant?
From my point of view, these places are central to Oromo society, and of course historically they were very much significant. As already doctor has already explained, Irrecha can be celebrated everywhere where Oromo exists. Like nowadays, even the diaspora Oromo are celebrating, in different countries nowadays. So in each and every places where Oromo resides, Irrecha at micro level is exercised and celebrated. But the Grand Irrecha, we call it Grand Irrecha, is known to be at Hora Arsadi before 5 or 6 years. But after 5 or I don't know, 4 or 5 years, Hora Finfinne also emplaced to be one of the Grand Irrecha festivity area. So I think due to the centrality of these two places and the historical connection to Oromo Center as well as. Otherwise, particularly during maybe regimes that were exercising against Oromo values and the culture, it was very difficult to celebrate Irrecha, particularly in Finfinne, but the Hora Arsadi was very strong, and of course with many challenges becoming strong. So nowadays it's a center. The central Shoa is not only a center for Irrecha, but also is this political center for Oromo as well as Ethiopian political center. So it adds their value and their importance, and of course they are very much important. As I think this is from my point of view. Otherwise, it needs great historical investigations.
Oromos were strategic. I don't know if it's going in the right way by this time, but in old time there were places that they determined to do one thing. For example, we do have 5 orders, that means 5 assemblies. Among these, Odaroba is for lawmaking, Odanabe is for Irrecha, and others do have their own activities. These are the assemblies. That's to mean when we say Odaroba is for law making, it's not all the laws are made at that place. The macro level laws were made in Madawalabu and around Odaroba, in the state of Odaroba. Then those laws were disseminated in the 5 orders, in the 5 assemblies. Then other local level laws might be made even in the Dachas. Below Oda, there were the Dacha. That means that is administrative level of Oromo. There was Odas that are assemblies. Under that assembly, there were the Dachas, which are by these days the Dacha is a court. It's not. I'm not talking about the court. I'm saying that is the administrative level below Oda. Under that Oda, under one Oda, there might be 20 or more the Dachas. Small laws, the local laws might be made in the Dachas. Similar to this, Irrecha is celebrated at Odanabe as a major level, at the macro level. Doctor have mentioned it's a grand Irrecha. After this grand Irrecha, other Irrechas will be celebrated in other places. You might take it Odas, assemblies. You might take it Dachas. By the way, you cannot celebrate Irrecha being 5, 6 together. It has its own structure. You cannot celebrate by making the society and then you for diasporas you can do it, because they might not have access to come to the country most of the time. They might celebrate where they are, but for the people who are living in Oromia, there are places which are determined to celebrate Irrecha. It is structured by the administrative structure of Oromos. Therefore, we can say that Bishoftu is the center for Irrecha. Then next to that, Finfinne is the center of the country. Therefore, we should connect them together. This is what we can say. By this time, both Bishoftu and Finfinne are the center of the country. Therefore, we have to come together from all directions, taking almost similar radius from where Oromia is existing.
President of Oromia Regional State, Shimallis Abdisa, has made a call for diaspora. What do you think is the significance of diaspora in Irrecha festivity, Dr. Garemo?
Irrecha is once in history created as well as invented by the Oromo society. The patent right is belong to the Oromo community. But after that, it will belong to all Ethiopians, I hope, already even Doctor has mentioned. And if we will be successfully able to register to UNESCO, it will belong to all human beings. But for the time being, let us assume like Oromo. Everybody who thinks that he or she belongs to Oromo thinks like I'm Oromo, irrespective of their location. Whether you are residing in Ethiopia or in Oromia or in Canada as a diaspora, Irrecha concerns you. Our unity will be our strength. If we unite and if we work together, we can promote Irrecha more. We can use Irrecha for our prosperity. We can use Irrecha for our society's development, not only for tourism, but also we can make use of Irrecha for economic benefit as well as social benefit. So the call from our president, I think, is for the call for unity for Oromo. Whether you are diaspora or you're living in home, you have to come. This is our grand festivity. This is a very big as well as very grand festivity. The patent right belongs to you. For as a matter of life, you are now not living in Oromia, you are living abroad, but once a year, as it is already in the song Mareo, it appears once a year. Don't miss this opportunity to come and to learn about Irrecha, as well as to promote Irrecha for the world, for the nation, the international community, for the all human beings. So the call is meaningful, by the way. So I think I expect from the diaspora to respect this respectful call from Oromia regional state president if they imagine that they are Oromo. All Oromo, irrespective of their religion, as already we discussed, irrespective of their political affiliation, irrespective of their economic status, being an Oromo, they have to respect this call and they have to come and visit and observe and contribute their thought, contribute their knowledge, their skill and their communication skill to more promote this Irrecha. Yeah, that's the way I understood.
I see mutual benefit. The mutual benefit is both for diasporas as well as for the country.
Yeah.
Concerning the diaspora, this is an opportunity to get their family together. This is the only time that they can get all their family members for their all kinship come together and they can visit everybody at one place. They might take short time, a week or 2 weeks is enough. This is one benefit for diaspora. The other benefit for them is they have to know more about their society, more about their ethnic group, because they do have children that they get at abroad. These children might not know what Oromos are. Therefore, this is an opportunity to bring their children here and introduce, connect with their society. In the other way, they can introduce this culture with the world, with the other society. They can bring their friends here, not only them. They might bring the people who are citizens in the country they live. They can bring them, no introduction, just they can show what the society do. This is a benefit in the direction of the diaspora. Whereas in the direction of the country, they will come and they can see their country's progress. These days, Ethiopia is moving fast. Therefore, this is an opportunity for them to come and visit what the country is progressing. And they can participate in these development activities. Therefore, when they come and start participating in the development activity, the country will benefit from them. This is a mutual benefit. Therefore, I will again call, in addition to the call of the president, I will call them to come here, even bringing other people to Irrecha and show and tell what is being doing in the Irrecha places, because some information as misinformed. Some people are misinformed that this is a kind of bad activity. Therefore, rather than telling them, let them bring them and show what the people are doing. Therefore, this is an opportunity, I hope.
What efforts are being made to register Irrecha as UNESCO intangible cultural heritage?
As much as I know, they are doing their best to inscribe Irrecha as an intangible heritage in UNESCO. Maybe long years ago, the process has been begun, and of course I hope they are doing on it, and of course they have to do on it, and we have to support them to register this big festivity into UNESCO's inscription. As I've already mentioned, after all, it belongs to all Ethiopians, and even becoming some African brothers and sisters are joining us to celebrate this one. So this one very beautiful festivity, and it has very important core values like peace, social relation, and the source for economic and tourism. Even it has something to do with environmental protection. So all these values, which are very important for human being, should be protected by human relations, which is of course designed by UNESCO. So it has to be registered under UNESCO, and we have to work toward this.
Doctor, anything short you want to add?
In addition to what Dr. Garamo said, there is no gainsay that it's economic benefit, because the easy questions that we can reflect toward this is, why do the countries prepare a champion games? Either it is Olympic or football games.
Yeah.
They do have a plan at the back for their economic benefit. Therefore, Irrecha do have also the same thing. As Dr. Garamo said, entrepreneur will be created through this process, because people come together and see new things, what happened. In addition to that, people might exchange their business idea at that place. Then when they come back to their residence, they might start their own business. The youth might exchange their experience. Therefore, much more economic benefits are there.
Yeah.
If you have any message or anything special to add before we end our session, you are welcome.
My message to all Oromo society as well as Ethiopian society: Irrecha is our common property. It belongs to all Ethiopians. We do have, as Ethiopians, we do have different festivities, not only Irrecha. We have to work towards enhancing, making more benefit to our economic prosperity, our unity, our peace and development. And we have to work towards making Irrecha pure economic, tourist, as well as social institution, rather than making a place where political debates and political ideologies are inserted. Once upon time, as Oromo, we used Irrecha as a tool for our unity, for our political movement. But it has to be secular from politics. It has to be secular from religion. Rather, we have to emphasize on its values towards peace, prosperity, development, as well as unity. So, by saying this, I wish all Oromos as well as all Ethiopians and other African brothers and sisters who will be soon joining us in celebrating Irrecha, Hora Finfinne as well as Hora Arsadi to have good celebration. Thank you very much.
Simply, I will share Abba Jifar's saying, Nor ilmako ulfinni manaka. A respect starts from home. Therefore, let we respect our culture. That's my message. Thank you very much.
I really appreciate you for your time and for your such wonderful insights. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Dear viewers, you have been watching OBN Horn of Africa, our weekly program, Future Africa. Thank you for watching and stay connected with other programs of OBN Horn of Africa. Do not forget to join Oromos celebrating the Grand Irrecha Festival. Bye-bye.